Hello everyone, I am Shubham, a third year BTech Engineering Physics student of IIT Roorkee. So today we'll be discussing about how to check whether a given number is palindrome or not using 8085 microprocessor. So first understand how we can divide 8-bit number into two nibbles. What is nibble actually? It is nothing but a set of 4 bits. So we that 8-bit number can be easily divided into two nibbles, the higher nibble and lower nibble. So in this example you can see that these last bits they are called lower nibble, and this set of 4 bit it is called higher nibble. So in this way we can always divide the 8-bit number into two nibbles. Now let's see what is the palindrome. So we know that palindrome, when we have a number or a string, and if we see it from left to right or from right to left, if it is same in both the ways, then we call it a palindrome. That means that particular string or a number is palindrome. So in the case of our 8-bit number, it will be a palindrome. We can say that if the lower nibble and the higher nibble, they both are mirror image of each other. So for example, in this case you can see that the lower nibble, it is exactly the mirror image of the higher nibble. That's why, so we call it a palindrome. On the other hand, if we see this example, we can clearly see uh, this is not, this lower nibble is not the mirror image of this higher nibble, so it means it is not a palindrome. So this is exactly what we have to do if we want to check whether the number is palindrome or not. We have to separate the number into two nibbles and arrange them in such a way so that we can easily compare them. Now, so the procedure, now I will be explaining it into two parts. First, we will understand the logic behind all the main procedure that we are going to follow in solving this question. So the logic and theory part will be explained in the first part, and then with the help of data flow diagram I will explain how to code this particular problem. Now let's move ahead and see. First, what we have to do is that we have to separate the higher and lower nibble from the original number. So in the case, in this example, we have this original number 10111101. So in order to get obtain higher nibble, we have to take this number and make a logical operation with this particular number, in which all there are all zeros in the lower nibble and all ones in the higher nibble. So when we perform the AND operation, we will get our higher nibble like this. And in order to get the lower nibble, we have to perform the same operation but with a different number. It is last bits in this number, the last bits are 1, and this higher nibble is containing all zeros. So when we perform the operation, we get our lower nibble. Now we have to make it in such a form that we can compare it with higher nibble and check whether it is mirror image or not. So we have to transfer these 4 bits to here and these 4 bits to here. So let's see how we can do that. What we have to do is just perform a simple rotate operation uh, on this on this number. So with the help of this RRC instruction, we can rotate it rightwards 4 times. So in the first, if we perform operation one time, this one will get transferred to here, and all other bits will move to rightwards. So here, if we perform the four time, we will get our final answer. Now after this, what we need to do is that we have to reverse the number. As if we manage to reverse these 4 bits, then we can compare it with the original upper nibble and check whether it is its image or not. So to reverse the lower nibble, what we have to do, so uh, first we have to see before reversing the number is like this, and after reversing it will look like this. So you can see that these 4 bits, they have been reversed in this in the final stage. So I have also put the code which we'll be using to do this particular reversing operation. I will be we will be using 4 iterations because we just have to reverse 4 bits. That's why I have initialized register E with 4. I will be using register C and B to perform this operation. Now because uh, the lower bit which we got earlier in this step, we stored it in C register. So here in the C register we can see that we have the number which we got earlier. Now we will be using two particular operations, that is RAL and RAR. So what they will do, let me explain with the help of example. So RAL means rotate accumulator left through carry. It means if you perform this operation on this particular example, uh, and let's say the value of carry is 1 through our previous operations, then the what happens is that uh, it will rotate it leftwards. So it means the value of carry, it will get transferred to D0, and this D7 value, it will get stored into the carry flag. So this is how this RAL operation works, and RAR works in the opposite direction but in the same way. It means the value of carry flag will get transferred to D7, and D0 value will be transferred to carry flag, and all other bits, they will just move rightwards. So this is what exactly happening in this case here. The carry value is 1, so when we rotate it leftwards, it will get transferred to here, and this one, it will get transferred to carry. And initially the value of p is 0. So uh, because we can perform these operations on accumulator, so we have to keep changing the value of accumulator and keep updating the value of b and c register pair after each uh, operation. So when we do this operation, basically what we want to do here is that we just want to move each value of uh, this number from the left and push it into the B. So the simple procedure what we can follow is that uh, we can store it into the carry, and in the next operation we will move the carry into the B from the left side. So this is what keeps happening. Like first we take 1, push it from the left, then we again take this value, push it again, pushing it, similarly this one and this one. So in this way the our number will get reversed. So finally we will get the reversed lower nibble. Now after we get, now we are in the position to check whether the lower nibble is the mirror image of upper nibble or not. So we let's say we have stored the upper nibble into the D register, and lower nibble, the rotated version of lower nibble, it is stored in B. So to compare them, we have to, what we can do is that we can load the value of B into accumulator and subtract D from accumulator, and if the result is 0, it means if the result is 0, it means it is the mirror image, So, and what will happen if the result is 0? It will, the flag, 0 flag will be set. It means its value will be 1. Otherwise, its value will be 0. So if 0 flag is 1, we will get to know that it is palindrome, because it will this would have been possible only if and only if the lower nibble was the mirror image of the upper nibble. So that is how we get to know that it is palindrome. And if it is 0, then it is not a palindrome. Now let's understand the exact procedure with the help of data flow diagram. So we will be understanding the data flow diagram bit by bit with the help of code, actual code in the 8085 microprocessor. So first we will start. First, what we will be doing is that we will be choosing an address and load it into the HL pair. Here I have used FC00. You can use any of the address. Just for the sake of example, I have used FC00H. And after that, we will initialize that address with the required number, the number that we have to check whether it is palindrome or not. So if we go with our previous example 10111101, its hexadecimal representation will be BD. So I am moving this BD into this memory location, and after that we will be moving the value of from that memory location to the accumulator. It means we are loading this number to the accumulator. Now after that, what we have to do, we have to store the upper nibble into D and lower nibble into C register. Now we have to first separate upper and lower nibble. For this we are using ANI instruction. So what it does, it is used to AND 8-bit immediate data. In this case, this is the immediate data with the accumulator's content. So it will do the AND operation with the accumulator content, and after that we will move the upper or higher nibble into the D, and we will do the same procedure for the lower nibble. But as we have discussed earlier, that we have to rotate it 4 times, so that it will be in the same uh, same shape as the higher nibble. Now after this operation, what we'll be doing is that we will be reversing the lower nibble and store it into B. We have already discussed how we'll be reversing. We have understood all the procedures, and we have also understood the code. So let's move ahead. Now after that, we have to load the lower nibble into accumulator and subtract D from A. So basically we want to check whether the lower nibble is the mirror image of upper nibble or not. So to check, we will just simply subtract the higher nibble from the rotated version of the lower nibble. So, and if the for that we will just move the value of p into a, and then subtract d from a. If the result is 0, it means the number is palindrome, and if the result is not 0, it means the number is not palindrome. So when if the result is 0, the flag register value, it will be 1, and in that case we will store 01 to the memory location 2500h. It again I am using this particular 2500 for just for the sake of example. You can choose any of the memory location, whatever you want to do. Now uh, so for to implement this part of the logic, we are using this code. First we will check if z is equal to 1. If z will be equal to 1, then the sequence pointer will go to if z1. And if what we'll be doing after that, we will be again loading the that particular memory address into HL pair, and then moving 0 1 into that particular memory location. And if it is not 0, I mean if it is not 1, it means it is 0, then our sequence will go as it is. So we will be moving 00 into the memory location 2500H. Now let's understand with the help of actual code. So here I have written the same code as I have explained you. Now let me assemble it. So the code is ready to run. If I uh, if I run the program in single go like this, and now if I go to memory location 2500, here we can see that it is 01. It means the number is parent ROM. Okay, now let's change the number to some other number which is not parent ROM. First let me reload the page. Okay, now let me change the number to BC. Okay, now if I assemble it, now we are good to go. Let's see what is the value at 2500. Here it is showing 0. It means the number is not parent. So we have understood through the code how the code works. So thank you. That's it.